I would now like to introduce you to our first speaker, Paddy Phelan. Paddy is the President of the Irish Bioenergy Association. He's the CEO at the South East Energy Agency. He's a member of the Executive Committee of the Irish Wind Farmers Association and committee member of the European Biogas Association. Paddy manages a multidisciplinary team at the South East Energy Agency, a not-for-profit local acting regional energy agency. Paddy has significant experience across all areas of energy, energy efficiency, energy management and land-based renewables and clean technologies. And he has significant experience in the built environment, retrofit process with emphasis on social housing retrofit since 2012 with Carlow, Kilkenny and Wexford social housing providers and local authorities and housing association sites. Could I ask Paddy now to come and address you and open this morning's conference? Thank you.
Thanks a million, Sean. I suppose just before I get into the welcomes, I think I just note from just early start this morning that there's a great buzz around today, and I think it's really important to acknowledge that post-COVID that we're now all able to come back into a room and discuss and I suppose solve and work towards sustainable solutions for the future. And I think today's conference is evidence that the bioenergy sector is alive and well, and the key is now that we make that, I suppose, into something that's real and tangible. I just want to welcome everybody to what is the 21st, so an Irish birthday that's often celebrated, not something they're so familiar with in Europe, but it's the 21st IrBEA National Bioenergy Conference. And on behalf of the members, I want to welcome all of the delegates. And I suppose it's the first conference, as I mentioned already, since February 2020, so that's a long while ago now. And we have a very broad and diverse list of attendees and I suppose speakers and stakeholders here today, and I welcome you all on behalf of the Council and the members of the Irish Bioenergy Association. Again, the name of today's conference, which is Sustainable Bioenergy for Business, Reducing Costs, Carbon and Supply Risks. I think it's very appropriate, and particularly in the current scenario in which we find ourselves in the whole context of not just energy price, but what is driving that energy price is energy security. And I firmly believe, and we'll come back to that in the later session, the potential energy that's there from an indigenous resource. Again, all three items that we look at there in terms of reducing costs, reducing carbon and reducing supply risk, they're very well placed to deliver, and this grouping and the Irish Bioenergy members are very well placed to solve all three and have been doing for many years in the absence of policy and supports. And I think it's a testament to all of you that are here today who have survived the course that we have been on for many, many years in terms of the lack of support around biogas and biomass, which has recently started to change. And there's no such thing as an ill will that doesn't blow some good. And I suppose this element around energy security has really brought bioenergy back into the fore, particularly at a European level. We're seeing the discussions now around a refocus and a readdress of the scenario and the supports and the sector, which has been surviving on little support for many, many decades now. Again, just to double down on acknowledging and thanking particularly the sponsorship, our headline sponsors, Bord na Móna, the associate sponsors, Ethanol Europe, Gas Networks Ireland, Gloss Energy, and we ourselves in the South East Energy Agency are very happy to be supporting this event today in Kilkenny, and the session we have later on has a regional focus, and I think it's really interesting to see the potential energy that's there in terms of bioenergy within this region alone, and we have some studies completed on that to start that pathway. But more importantly, as part of my role in terms of I do some lecturing and education, the trick is to turn that potential into kinetic, or turn it into real energy that's available to use. And I think that's what we're all about here today. And that's why we have such a strong panel of speakers lined up, and we would thank those again for what they're going to work on today, and really converting that into real tangible supports that can support the industry to grow. I want to thank each and all of the individual exhibitors today. Without you and your support, this event would not be possible, and that of the support of the members. So thank you all very much. And I also want to, sincere thanks to the Executive Committee and the work that has gone in, particularly the subcommittee, in preparing and planning for this event today. With that, I want to give particular thanks to Teresa. Teresa is a stalwart when it comes to the Irish Bioenergy Association and all of its communications and activities, but in particular, to bring us to the point today where IrBEA's conference is up and running, and I think it's a testament to her, to have it all come together on the day. So well done, Teresa. And, your dedication over the last few days, weeks and months, and years, I suppose, since 2020, our last conference, is to be acknowledged. I've touched on the speakers already, and I'm really looking forward to how we can, through the panel discussions, capture some of the facts which come from the scientific side, some of the business elements that come from the business side, and then the potential that comes from the resources and the technologies to convert those already mentioned potential energy into real low carbon energy. So look, without further ado, I'll acknowledge that the conference is now opened, and thank everybody for their attendance today, and really looking forward to a really eventful day and some real strong emphasis today on decarbonising the country, as well as from our own particular perspective in the southeast, the region. So thank you all very much.
Thanks very much, Paddy, for your opening remarks and for your work as President of the Irish Bioenergy Association and ongoing support.